Look who's late.
Woo!
Not me.
Had to redo my hair.
Please. He said he went for a haircut today. I pull up the driveway. It was like super fluffy from the back. And he looked like, like sometimes when like older women start like losing their hair. Bless their hearts. But like then there's like it's like really thinning and then it's like foofy in the back. I was like, what the heck is his barber like thinking when he's like, this is what I want? Like, bless his barber's heart that he keeps a straight face when he's like,
so how about
this is what I need.
When I get my hair cut, my barber calls me Nicolas Cage. He thinks I look like Nicolas Cage from Snake Eyes. The movie. Do you remember that?
I'm gonna have
Are we dating ourselves?
I'm gonna have your barber's eyes checked
free of
charge of my insurance.
When you get your hair cut, what do they say to you? Nothing.
Because listen, I'm well older than him. And do you see any grays? No.
Yeah,
no.
Paint will do that.
No.
Just what I do to lawn tractors
hold on.
is what they do to you when they go get a little paint.
Hold on. Ready? On the count of 3, let's put our head down. Who has more hair? Ready? 1, 2, 3, head down. Nope, all the ways.
Well, you won't let me shave my head.
Ready?
So that's why the mullet's there.
You dip, we dip, I dip.
Let me shave my head. Let me shave my head.
Nope.
See? So there you go.
What do you want to say?
The mullet's
what do you want to say?
The mullet is grown out of spite.
What do you want to say to me now?
Say what?
My stylist says, wow, Christina, what a nice thick head of hair for a woman your age.
Okay, how about this? I look like this, so you could look like that.
And sell the,
and that's why
sell the tractors.
The busy bee.
And sell the tractors.
The busy bee, the labor, the backbone of Pate's performance is breaking down. And then we have...
Let me tell you.
The cushion.
Let me tell you.
Oh, my God.
All my young guys, Franco, you're in the crowd. You know why this happens? I'm going to tell you why.
Stress.
Baseball caps.
Yeah, okay.
Baseball caps. Boys, stop wearing the baseball caps. Absolutely.
How do you say this? Hair loss runs in the family. So I'm a victim of a gene and a trait. But you know what? Maybe I'll get some implants. All these tractor sales, all this extra income coming in. Why not? Splurge a little bit. Remember, take care of yourself. I'll have a mullet forever.
No
I'll have a mullet forever.
Yes, marriage.
Welcome to the after party, guys. How are you? Uncle Ed, thanks again. Mr. Martini, Roy McCarty, how are you? Long time no see. Happy to have you here. Happy to have everybody here. Yeah, sorry, Bill. We got a little caught up. What else is new? James the Lawnmower Man, how are you? I hear, hope all's with it. Thank you. We are doing well. Hopefully everybody in the chat can respond. They are doing just as well as themselves. Hope you are doing well yourself, James. We've had a great week weather-wise here. So it's just, I think, what do you think about this week? Today's week was pretty good.
I'm not going to lie. This week has been fantastic. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. Take the tractor sale out of it. Things are just really plugging forward. Can I tell you the best advice that I could possibly give? And I don't want to jump ahead in our conversation. Hold on, we got plenty of time. I want to address this young man. You know what? Like at the end of the day, I know we're going to talk about this. I get it. But even with the tractor sale, like, listen, I know we in the video, the premiere, you saw that we put, and we put some kind of timeline on our sales. It's kind of like a friendly timeline that we put on each other. But I'll be honest with you.
The LT didn't have a timeline. This one had a timeline.
This one had a timeline, but I'm not going to lie. Whether he puts a timeline on it or not, I know him like the back of my hand. When you're married this long, you know that the minute that item goes up for sale, you know in the back of your head, don't tell me, if any of you tell me any different, that when you post something like that for sale, that you're not hoping someone bites and someone buys ASAP, you're lying. I'm sorry, you're lying. So I know that he, in the back of his mind, he has in his mind that he's hoping, in some small way, someone comes along quickly. I got to tell you, the best advice I can possibly give you is have no expectations. Have no expectations.
Yeah.
Because can I tell you, for me personally, and he can tell you, I've been bouncing a lot off you for my personal side business this week. And I told him, I don't think this is going to pan out for the year ahead. I don't think this is going to pan out. Can I tell you, I went in with no expectations with a couple of things, and I was floored in such a good way this week. I got to tell you, this is not bragging. We're counting our blessings right now. It's been a really good week, but can I also tell you, we are running off of, we've been working our rear ends off. Like this has come with a lot of hard work. Like for me, I'm working my rear end off to make all this, like as much as I had no expectations, I'm working really hard to make these things happen with knowing that the outcome could go one way or another. He worked really hard to make the tractor happen, and I made the tractor negotiations happen. Like
Yes.
I set up that deal.
I handled no negotiations. I'm on a 30-day Facebook ban.
That's another story. But can I tell you, I'm not going to lie. We are so, the one thing we try with this channel is to be so transparent. The day that this tractor sale went down, that morning we were he had set someone up for 9 o'clock.
Yep. And I thought that was a solid lockdown
and
deal.
I was like, this is great. 9 o'clock, done. The pressure's off. Like, cause listen, things are pressure packed until this is done. And then when we knew that the 9 o'clock wasn't happening, and then I had the potential to make it happen, and then my guy started being a problem, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I've got to make something happen. And when I had the potential of a second person, let me tell you, I had so much work on my plate that day from my own business. He knows I literally did nothing else while these negotiations were happening, because I literally was like a ball of like anxiety, because this guy and I kept in steady contact. It was like he needed a trailer. I literally made him wait. I didn't tell him. I knew where he lived. I called the local Home Depot. I spoke to the manager in the rental department. I found out what trailers were available. I found out how much.
No, they don't have trailers. They did trucks.
And I basically
would do a truck.
I basically found out what this guy's options were. I went back and negotiated with him. This guy and I were like family for that morning. But can I tell you, wanting it so bad, I literally couldn't focus on anything else. So this deal going down, I'm grateful, because at the end of the day,
we're grateful for every deal.
I had to get back to my own thing. I had to get back to my own business afterwards. But I got to tell you, this is the realness of what we go through. Like him and I together, like we get caught up in it. I get caught up in it with him.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. So I'm not going to say I've been doing this for years, right? But I've been doing this for quite some time. And
not tractors, but
just in general.
And
a lot of volume. So the point where, as you guys see, I'm pretty comfortable at what I'm doing. Lawn Tractors has, I can't say to use the word ignited, but has given me like that butterfly feeling, like the first time you're selling something, or potentially the first time you're selling something that's a little bit higher end. You know, this thrill or rush, anxiety, or this wrecking ball of emotions is new to us, because this is a new territory, and I kind of like that feeling, and that friendly wager, and the eyes being on us from other flippers in our area, and then you guys too, right? I always want to push, and I always want you guys to, you know, be better, just in general. And if this was a train wreck, we would have had to air a train wreck. And like I said, we're very transparent, and I can't, you know, press this more than enough that what we do here, you guys can definitely take home and implement it with yourselves and replicate it and put your own twist on it. I say building your brand. I talked to a couple of you guys through Instagram, and that'd be Jason Kraft and a few other guys and Mr. Martini. Just build your brand and just continue to do the right thing and do it your way. And even though sometimes it may seem monotonous, but if you think about it, it's like you're an assassin, right? Something happens, boom, you know exactly what to do and where to go and to keep it going. And other people, they might be scrambling around, but you just get comfortable and set your own ways and you go. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we don't do deadlines. We really don't. But because we had this friendly wager, and Nick from Bellport actually stopped by the house. We had him on camera checking out the tractor when I wasn't home. So that was like, it was pretty cool. It's healthy. It's fun. It's interesting. The whole thing with no expectations. My whole biggest thing is I remember growing up, I was always taught that the best gift in life is the one that's unexpected. And then also if you expect things and they don't happen, that's where disappointment comes. That's why I have a very laid back mentality, even though if I don't portray that on the channel, I'm sorry. I do have a very laid back mentality. So with this tractor sale, if we didn't sell it within the 8 days that we kind of gave ourselves that timetable, we're like, all right, it is what it is. When it happens, it happens. Mm-hmm. But I'll be honest with you, I would have held on for dear life to beat that $950 price point, and we were dead set on $1,000 just to be like, hey, we got we beat your $950, and getting $1150 was phenomenal. I don't know how you guys feel. Did you feel that we cheated ourselves out of $50, like not delivering it for full asking price? Like the guy was from Quorum. You're a better person than me. How far is a trip to Quorum?
It would have been like from where he said it was exact. I MapQuested. It was 40 minutes from where we are. And I got to be honest with you. Here's my problem with delivering it. If they're not paying,
not the way we're set up.
May I finish it?
No.
First of all, number one, if they're not coming and paying for it first, if they're not checking it out first, we're also running the risk of delivering it. And at the end of the day, if this guy doesn't want it for whatever reason, then we're turning around and we are loading this bad boy back up again and bringing it back 40 minutes. There is always that chance, and we discovered that with tractor number 1, that someone may not take it. So I said to myself, you know what? At the end of the day, at $11.50, I thought it was a solid deal. And for less than 24 hours later, I thought that I negotiated it well.
And don't forget, Nick was right, though. Nick was right. When I pulled up Nick, like he said, we were getting boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, wait a minute.
And I also felt like for putting a 2-bagger instead of a 3 on it, I had no regrets.
That was the proof point.
I had no regrets.
That was strictly the proof point. You guys know that. The next time this happens, right? If next time this happens, we will go with the bigger bagger. But like I said, that double bagger, that was just to prove a point. I have nothing but respect for Henry Mows and Blowers, my buddy Brian, Nick at Bellport.
Bill does tractors.
Bill does tractors too. Yes. Henry does what
any of our Long Island guys.
Henry does what market. Henry does. But my buddy Brian and Nick from Bellport, they do a little bit what we do here.
Even Boneyard.
Yes, Boneyard too.
Yeah.
They service everything they sell, the whole line. They go a little bit out of the way, do a little bit extra.
We're just trying to approach the game in a different way and see if it works.
We approach it our way. Because right, you guys on the channel, we restyle and we restore.
A different way is our way.
Yeah, I won't hesitate, right, to restyle a lawnmower, right? So why can't, and a snowblower. So what happens if we restyle a lawn tractor? Yeah. And guess what happens? It follows suit. Yeah. Thinking back now, I honestly think we let that LT1000 go too cheap, even though it took longer to sell.
You live and learn, though. You live and learn. You reflect and you move on, and now the next one you know better. This is a big learning curve for us because remember when we first started selling lawnmowers, we were selling push mowers with a bag for $100, self-propelled lawnmowers, no matter what brand they were, $150. And boy, have we evolved, absolutely,
and changed.
But that's life. Like whenever you're running a side hustle, a side business, whatever it is, I would hope that as time goes on, any good craft, no matter what you're doing, please reflect on what you do a little bit and remember what you're doing and remember the value of what you do and always try. You know what? What's the worst that can happen, right? If you take that one piece of equipment and you pull a Hail Mary and you say, you know what, I'm going to charge $25 more or $50 more, or if it's larger pieces of equipment, I'm going to try $100 more. What's the worst that can happen? Don't stop yourself by saying, well, not in my area, not in my town. The other flippers aren't getting X, Y, and Z.
You never know what you got.
Never.
No, take that shot. Take that shot. The only shot you'll miss is the one that you take. So if you don't take that,
the only shot you miss. Yeah.
You don't take. So if you don't take that shot, remember, in negotiations, I have, right? You guys, I'm crazy with my stuff. I have never gone up in a negotiation process. Yes, we have gotten more than asking price, but we had to deliver. You know, there was other things behind that.
Absolutely.
But I have never been like, listen, I'm asking $100. Someone's going to give me $150. That has never happened here. We've always gone down. So people saying they've gone up in negotiations, more power to you. We have not accomplished that.
The one thing I will tell you, as you saw from the premiere, the learning lesson that I had, and I know I would hope you got from this as well. You saw the one guy, hence the poofing
farting sound. Yeah.
We had that. So we had a 9:00 no-show, the no response no-show. But then we had someone else afterwards. He wanted another piece of equipment that we have, a backpack blower.
He was the,
but then
the guy she's
may I finish? Then he wanted the backpack blower with a slight discount. He wanted the tractor. And then
he told us,
had the nerve.
Go back and watch the video.
Had the audacity, I should say, later on the next day to turn around and ask if I would add anything to sweeten the deal. Like, no. You know, there's a level. Listen,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't mind any kind of you want to negotiate, I get it. You want to ask for a better deal, trust me. We live in America, right? Everybody wants to negotiate. You want to ask for a better deal, do you? But let me tell you, as a seller, moving forward, now that I see, and listen, not every piece that we sell may end up like our first and second deal. I get that. But at the end of the day, I will stop myself with negotiations like I almost did with this guy. I almost got into a package deal with the tractor, the blower, and it would have been
because we had a deadline and we had a point to prove. That's why.
But you know what? I sat there when we got the bet. When I put together a better deal, and I said, you know what? This was a lesson learned.
It's just the way things turn out.
And the key sentence is, or the key phrase, I should say, patience is a virtue. Don't be so hasty to be so eager to take that first deal that don't open the person's if it's offer up where they can read that you read it. Don't open it right away.
But
give it a quick second. Because you know what? This is where he and I are going to differ. I am not going to sell the skin off my body to sit there to someone who's going to say to me, can you you're already getting a deal on my backpack blower, a deal on my tractor, and now you're going to have the audacity to say to me, can you sweeten the deal? Boy, oh boy, can you all read my mind? I had it felt so good. The next time I got to message him and say,
sold.
So sorry, it sold. And it actually sold for basically more than what he had offered. And you know what? It took him a minute to write back to me, but he found it within his heart to say, I'm happy for you, basically. Good for you that you got your asking price. You know, see, everybody needs to be put in their place every now and then. Now, maybe next time he'll realize you don't snooze on an already good deal. When you know, here's the thing. We had the market on this one. There was nothing else that looked like what we had. There was nothing else like what we had. And we knew this. How many times do we tell you guys, know your market, right? Know what everybody else has. Know what it looks like. Know know all the bells and whistles that come with it. So when people reach out to you, you know what you have versus what's out there. I knew that when I negotiated the final deal. I know we had some more friends walk in. Ellis, it's good to see you.
How you doing? How's everything?
Ellis, we are babies in the game compared to you.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations, Ellis. If you guys don't check out his channel, you should. Ellis is, I don't want to give away some of his content, but he picked up a zero turn and he ordered the parts, and that's going to be coming to the channel. And like I said, started with mowers and blowers and lawn tractors, and now he's stepping up to the zero turns. We're going to be chasing Ellis around too. But, like I said, it's all in good fun. It's hard. We can say don't take your first offer, but when you're new to doing something like this, like it's literally we're starting off at ground zero over again. So, it's just the way things worked out. I'm grateful. We're down one advertising avenue, which would be Facebook, but, we were still able to pull it through. And I guess no matter, what you do and where you go, as long as you're doing quality work, it'll get recognized. And here we are. We're late in the season. It is, it's not, I got to cut my grass. It's something completely else what's going on. It's either you want to upgrade with what you have, which I'm thinking is that first guy who messaged us within 5 minutes, but then it went wherever it did. He was looking to upgrade. The other people, they kind of maybe set a sense of had that urgency. The guy who promised full asking price first thing in the morning, I couldn't put a thumb on him. Our conversation was very brief. He loves it. He wanted it. When can I pick it up? Honestly, we have a mantra here that we will always choose to earn money before we spend it. So we put that up Saturday, and we were ready to go out, walk into town for dinner. And this guy was like, I'm interested. I want to take you. When can I see it? I'm like, I looked at her like, don't get up, don't get mad. We're might have to cancel dinner. This guy's going to pick up a lawn tractor. And I said, listen, you can come here, but you have to be here within the hour, because I don't want to piss off my neighbors. It was that, late. I don't want a guy coming here 9, 10 o'clock at night and running this thing. But I wanted to maybe get in before 8 o'clock. And then he says, no, forget it. Let's just go in the morning. And it just didn't fall through. And that's when I can't say the word panic, but, kind of set me back for some reason. I don't have an answer why. But
I think it's the initial adrenaline rush of like, wow, it's posted. Whoa, got an offer in 5 minutes.
Only because
it's a letdown.
Only because we had the wager. Yeah. And then we have other eyes on us. So it'd have been great to just be like, not like an aha and spiteful, just be like, I showed you guys, like, listen, this is what we do here, and you can do it too. And that would have been the whole premise behind that.
Let's talk about something I want to add to this, and it's on a positive note. Bill says location, and Brian writes location definitely helps. Listen, I'm going to put two spins on this for you. And I got to tell you, whether you're in this business or you're in another type of business, I get it. Location definitely makes a difference. But what I will tell you is this, because I just had this conversation with someone who's in my type of business, who said the same thing to me, that's in more upstate New York, more rural, and said, Christina, I could never get what you're getting for your remediation in my neck of the woods, has the same level of education as I do, as close to a doctorate as I do. And I said, that's nonsense. And we had to talk about it. Listen, you may not in your location get the same price for a tractor that we may have just gotten for ours. But what you can do in your area is, and trust me, guys, when I tell you I'm scouring, I look in Connecticut, New Jersey, upstate New York, rural areas, just because I'm really curious as what's out there. And I'm seeing the same boring nonsense over and over and over again. I'm seeing lawnmowers, I'm seeing tractors, and they all look the same. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to fluff his feathers, but he figured out something that sets his equipment apart. He puts, as he calls it, the pate spin on things, right? The equipment definitely looks different than a lot of the other equipment that's out there. So maybe you can't get 1200 or 1100 for a similar tractor. But what can you do to make the equipment by you stand out from the others? Because right now, I'm
Yes.
telling you right now, I'm telling you, I look and they all look the same. So don't tell me you can't get a different price for yours, even if it's 50 more or 100 more. That's something, or 25 more. But you got to do something different to get a different outcome. You can't post the same machine as everybody else around you and say, oh, it's location. I can't get any more than the next person. That's an excuse.
But even if
Excuses are the building blocks of failure. So at the end of the day, find something that you can do to your machines to make it stand out just a little more in an ad. Maybe your ad needs to be a little bit better. Maybe your pictures need to be better. Maybe something about your machines need to stand out a little bit more. And that's what I know he tries to do on this channel. He tries to show you what he does to make it Pate Performance-esque, because our machines don't look like other machines. And I gotta be honest with you,
ads aren't like
it's
anybody
not
else's either.
earth-shattering.
Our ads aren't like anybody else's either.
It's a simple formula for the person who wants to put the work
But
in
then again,
to follow
it's
it.
rinse and repeat, right? The ad that we write for that one tractor is the same. I'll sell you a $150 lawnmower. You're going to get the same exact ad. And that's where you want to start potentially building your brand. Remember, people sometimes for the first time don't know what you do. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
When they see that well-written ad, they're like, wow, man, this person knows their machine. It looks great. Oh my God, this is a well-loved machine. I have a great, champagne bubbles. I have an excellent opportunity to get a great return on my investment based on your ad. You walk into you go to buy certain things and they're not just like, we rag on the community page about others people's listings. And that's to show you guys, like, this is what we're up against. And we can either use that listing for a benefit, buy something at a good deal, or just let them be like, man, this stuff like this is what makes us look so much better. And you got to take those listings that you want to laugh at. And then when you go to sell, like, you know what, when you go to buy something, right? Think about all the things you want to know beforehand to want to avoid things before you buy it. And that's when you want to put in your ad within reason, right? One thing we'll never do is we'll never put model numbers and serial numbers. We'll never do the year unless this thing is like brandy new. That's a different story. If it's a little bit older, I mean, that's your discretion. And we just do not, disclose that, because we'll let the condition of the machine, the well-written ad, all that will speak to themselves. Like that guy with that LT1000, that was our first ever selling experience to one tractor. What a freaking gut check that was, right? First thing that guy did was check the model and serial number. I'll never forget that to this day. That'll be to like my dying grave. Maybe if there's a small engine Hall of Fame, we will talk about that.
But the bottom line is, I mean,
you will find the right buyer.
You just have to find that something that makes it your spin. And at the end of the day, here's the thing.
What did Nick say? Nick said, when I called up Nick, I'm like, dude, I think I have this thing up for too cheap. And he was like, no, that machine should be $1,200 with the triple bagger. And then when we were conversating later down the line, he was like, dude, there is nothing like your tractor on the marketplace. So you got it.
Yeah.
And I says, you know what? Let me go check. And we did. And I says, Chris, we're going to hold out. And we were just lucky, whatever you want, God, karma, whatever came in, and we got the next person that required it. She was able to sink a deal.
Here's what I'll say also. For those of you who will say the cost of living is different where you are, it's just a different neck of the woods where you are, fine. You can't ask for that much more where you are based upon location. Do something to make yours stand out just to make sales. I know just in what I do for a living, for example, where we are, we're saturated with remediators. So I have to make sure that what I do, now I got to be honest, I'm very blessed to do what I do, and I'm very good at what I do because I truly love what I do. I was born to do what I do. So I put, and I don't say that bragging, I truly feel like I was put here to help children who need the help. And I take it seriously. And when someone takes me on to help their child, I take it seriously and I put in the extra mile, and they know it, they see it, they feel it, and I give results. So in your neck of the woods, if you can't get more for your equipment, but you're not selling, simply put a special touch on your equipment so you can sell the equipment. Maybe you're not going to make more than the next guy down the block, but you're going to sell and the next guy's not. Find something so that you're profitable over the next person. That's the bottom line.
So we can talk about
make money.
So that's also another thing too, right? Like for me, there's satisfaction two ways. Well, a couple ways when I go through a machine and sell it. Especially something that is a little ragged or whatever. When I bring it to that standard by myself and I take a look back at it, I'm happy and I get that enjoyment. I get enjoyment also when someone pays me for my hard work, but then I also get enjoyment when somebody compliments me.
Absolutely.
In the middle of the transaction, like, oh man, this thing looks great. This thing looks brand new. This thing looks barely used. This is whatever. To me, that is a compliment. And that's just when someone says compliments like that, that's when you know that you did the right thing on that particular machine. And then the next machine you do, you got to see if what you can do to implement that and carry it over. And we're a big, huge fan of, just a little, like, service everything. That there's no question about that, right? But we're a big, huge fan of a little bit of paint goes a long way if it needs it, right? That LT1000 that we did, that guy kept that thing garaged. That was beautiful. Yeah. I didn't really have to do anything to it except, restyle it, service it, repair those little doohickeys here and there, and then just put our twist on it. This YTS1000 needed a little bit, more work, but we were able to turn that little bit more work into a bigger payday. So, I mean, that little bit more work, doesn't go a long way. But even if you didn't get that much of a payday, the next person that missed out on that lawn tractor, when we post up another one, guess who might be chopping at the bits to pay full asking price on the next one? It happens with snowblowers, so why not happen with lawn tractors? I mean, that lawn tractor, I painted the frame, the deck, the wheels, the lever, and then of course, we had to service it. Thank God it didn't have that cantuner valve. It had some other doohickey, whatever.
And also keep in mind, in the midst of all of this, he's still taking on repairs.
Yes.
So, there has to be some kind of equal balance of like,
there is no balance. Where
is he going to put his time? We just, it's funny. We just had this talk, maybe was it this morning or yesterday? I have a theory now.
It can't be this morning because I started work.
So it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
I have a theory right now, as far as tractors are concerned, and this is in no disrespect to anyone who gets tractors either that need full work and repairs and restorations,
we dodged the tractor the other day.
Work or tractors that are free or whatever it may be that need full repairs and restorations. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing wrong with paying or putting some money towards purchasing a tractor that doesn't need a lot of work to it. If you're able to put your spin, put your touch on it, and sell it in the turnaround time that we're able to, God willing, sell them for. Because then it gives you the opportunity to put your feelers out for the next one. If we're sitting here and doing full restorations, which we're not to say that down the road that might not be something we'll entertain.
We do full restorations on other equipment.
We do it on other equipment for sure. I mean, we've got the videos to prove on snowblowers and everything else. But at the end of the day, for the tractors, the way they're concerned, as far as the timeline he's pushing them out on right now, it just makes economical and logical sense to purchase them the way he's purchasing them for right now. But let's be honest.
We're just not set up for that.
The timing of when he finds these you've got to be ready to run when it comes across
And
your
that
path.
was late at night. That was late
And
at night.
both have been
I was
at
ready
night.
to. So what happened is that one tractor, I found it late at night on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I messaged the person, and they never answered me. I'm like, I'm going to bed. It's like 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
9:30. So I messaged my buddy 5-Speed Ash. He's a night owl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, enjoy it, have at it. You know, I messaged that person, and they didn't get back to me. I'm about to go to bed. So then my phone goes off. It's 5-Speed, and it's the person. 5-Speed said, listen, they answered me. I offered them $250, and they said no. $250. I mean, this thing is worth more than $250. So I'm basing it off the LT1000. So I'm like, you know what? He offered $250. They said no. They were moving, right? They gave away their ace in the hole. They gave away their car that they were moving, and they needed to get rid of it ASAP. So, you know, if someone wants to do stuff like that, I'm thinking maybe that $250 offer wasn't so bad. And I said, you know what? I hit him with 3. Oh, they wanted 400 or for 250. I hit him with 3, and they says, you know, meet me in the middle at 350. And I says, how about this? Meet me in the middle and meet me at 325. And that's where we're at the price point of our LT1000. And we were able to get this done. So, I mean, and we just had to put blades on it. That's it. Well, we actually owe 2 sets of blades. My buddy 5-Speed Ash, he gave us a set of blades. One of them was no good. So I'm going to he doesn't want them, but I ordered, you guys see the community page, I ordered 8 sets of blades. 1 to 5-Speed Ash. The guy who bought the lawn tractor, I reached out to him to come pick up a new set of blades, and then we'll just have blades here in inventory. It's just good to have.
It's the right thing to do.
Yes, it's the right thing to do.
Bill Clemens says, because you didn't sit on it for a month, I would take, you know what, Bill? And that's how I felt too. I said to myself, you know what? At the end of the day, we're to quabble over 50. And listen,
but it's just to prove a point.
The deal was delivery was full asking price.
Yes.
And then so I said to myself, okay, we're not, and listen, I was the one who said $11.50. So it was like, I'm not delivering it. He's mentioning having to get a trailer. And that's where I was like, you know what? Call Home Depot, tell this guy what his options are, take off the $50, make it sound attractive to him. I even gave him the address for the Home Depot where he, in his neighborhood, make this easy for him and call it a day. Like, you got to remember, when you're selling something of this level, to quabble over $50 when you got a sale in less than 24 hours, you just bite.
Yeah, we didn't want to push on
it.
We didn't want to push on.
Yeah, you don't.
But if you guys watched it, when he came, he was like, "Oh, it cost me $60 instead of $50. I'm not giving you $10.
That's fine.
You can go home over $10."
Yeah, goodbye. And then now you just rented that trailer for $60.
So we know we have our cards.
Yeah.
And we knew how to play.
Fuller, I couldn't get more than $600 for a tractor. You just sold around here. So we talked about location.
So, but here's also my MO, right? And we talked about this in the past. We talked about lawnmowers and snowblowers, right? I'll give you your zip codes, and I'll go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and I'll put in your zip code. The tractor and the prices that we have here in Long Island, New York, are the same prices you guys have in your local town. So why can't you guys get the same prices as us? I'm not saying that it's not possible or it is possible. It's just mind blowing. And I remember KCB had issues with it, and I helped KCB achieve our prices in his area for the first time.
Yeah. And there's another comment we're coming up to who someone's using the Pate Performance Way, which I want to get to, and it's helping him in his area. Thomas says tractors are hard to sell in my area. So you know what?
In God's country, you live in New Hampshire. That should be a good sell. I imagine in New Hampshire's a lot of open territory and open space. But even if they don't sell in your area, right? What is stopping you putting out a quality machine and having somebody come from outside the area? We have people come outside our area.
Thomas.
Snow blowers. And then remember that guy? I posted the video. The guy drove, what was that, an hour and a half, 2 hours?
We get people from upstate New York.
Just to buy a freaking Honda lawnmower.
We get people from like where Scott lives coming down.
So don't be afraid that you could reach further out. That's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Put your feelers out there. I posted a John Deere mower for 100 and didn't get one bite on
go
it.
ahead. Shoot us a message on Instagram. We'll definitely help you out. John Deere's here. Our room content. You know, I'll always put you guys before us. I felt, this is to me, we have an icon John Deere lawnmower coming up on the channel. An oldie, but a solid goodie.
Mhm.
And we sold that for very, very good money. And it
Yeah.
was a push mower. It's not a self-propelled lawnmower. It was a push mower. Again, a very, very short turnaround time because we believe John Deere green brings the green. Now, if you guys know your lawnmowers, this John Deere was not green, and that comes from the factory.
Snoopy's RC. Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
to
How are
you.
you? Happy here to join us.
So Puller, you have built engines for
Yes.
other equipment, snow blowers.
Yes.
I think we just answered your question before. There's a formula right now we're following with tractors just because of space
We're built on
and
speed.
time. We're more for speed.
So I'll be honest. The beauty of YouTube and this community and other things out there is that I'm allowed to lean on other people, and even though I don't immerse myself in certain things physically, mentally I can. And we had a lawn tractor that came our way, a beautiful Troy build with the bagger system for $150. The problem was it had a Kohler Courage on there. And the only issue was the gentleman says he changed the oil and it started to leak and smoke, and he's been using it like that. Now, there's a lot of variables with that. Now, we are both of us, because we're interactive with you guys and many other people, that we know that she said it takes courage to own a Courage, and that the engine's flipped where the sump cover bolts are on top and they back out. If they're not caught, the block will crack. So we don't know what this guy was potentially hiding, because his ad had all the right lingo. He had all the solenoids done. He had a deck rebuilt, like
PCB sync valve cover.
Yeah, valve cover. He had all these things, and I said, Chris, let's go take a look at it. And the worst thing that ever happens is that we just walk away and say no. That's it. We went there the whole line, and she's like, just don't do it. Because if the Kohler Courage is no good with the cracked block or something, then we're gonna have a carcass here and it's gonna tie something up. She's like, let's stick to our mantra that we're
Just
spending.
for right
She's
now.
like, don't get wrapped up in the low cost and the quality of the machine,
Yeah.
and then potentially get yourself into something that you can't get out or you're stuck with for quite some time.
Yeah.
For us, we're always gonna be in our current platform, trying to clear out space in the garage. We're gonna be a one tractor pony. So when we get one tractor, then we have to fix it, flip it, sell it, and then we're able to obtain another tractor. I do not have the space and the capacity to take on multiple tractors and have a project pile like some of you guys have, which I'm envious of. It's just going to be one at a time, and we have to be.
I think it's great motivation.
We're grateful, but we also have to be strategic in what we acquire in this atmosphere.
And honestly, these are the things that we do. We talk it through. And I got where his head was at, but I think for right now, where we're at, so new into this, that it's just the right way for us to think and to go. We don't want to be caught out there right now. Roger, it is going to be a great tractor. And this is why we also just had this conversation this week. I am partial. There are not a ton of tractors available here or around us with bagger systems.
Yes.
We are 2 for 2 now with bagger systems. Him and I vary on opinions here. People want the bagger systems here.
I found a tractor.
I want bagger systems.
I found a tractor for a great price with no bagging system on there, and I'm like, you know what? I could hook up the leaf back to it, and we could sell it together.
Don't think. No, I didn't say no to the leaf back. You didn't even suggest that.
But that's the whole premise of hooking up the leaf back to a tractor.
Didn't I not send you? I even showed you a picture of the leaf back hooked up with the whole system and everything. Oh, don't let them josh you with your stories. I want the leaf back. I even tried to sell it to the tree guys when they came. The tree guys told me it was old. They didn't even want it. Hey, Mando, what's going on, man?
I see you moving along with that Dixie.
Yay. There is not really a market for used equipment around me, at least not to make a good profit on it. Profit's profit, though, right?
Yes. We're a big fan of a penny saved is a penny earned. And then from what you do from that first experience, you do what you can to try and turn that penny into $1, turn that dollar into $5, turn that $5 into $100, and so on it. And, we didn't get what we get when we first started. But I think we just got good at it. We're very reliable. We talked about this before about building your brand. It's 2021. For the past, I would say about the last 2 years, and even what first started me in this hobby was that people would buy things from someone, even though it's used as is, and they had a bad experience. They would go online and put that person on blast, everybody to see. This is what this person told me. This is what they did. This is terrible. And what that person did was terrible. I'm like, you know what? I could do that, and I could do it the right way. And here we are. And you guys can definitely do that.
So Rich says, I just got that time cutter 5000 at the auction. Congratulations.
That should be a zero turn. That's fantastic.
It's because of location, definitely around 300 tops, but cost of living is half of what. So Scott, here's the funny thing. Again, back to location. Scott, we get people from up by you who come down here when it comes to snowblower season even, and they pay top dollar down here for our equipment.
Obviously, that's not for any snowblower, but
so correct, are they holding out on you? Maybe you got to flash the pearly machine. Whites.
I'll be honest with you. I would travel to Scott Keller, Connecticut, New Jersey for that tractor over and over again for $300, without a doubt.
Scott, I hope everything is going well. I've been thinking about you and keeping you in my thoughts and prayers. We love you. I'm putting a head gasket on a Briggs 6.75 flathead. Anything to watch for?
Absolutely not. That is a Quantum. That is just a solid motor. I mean, anything while you're in there, obviously clean up the carbon, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. A Quantum is probably one of the most bulletproof and best engines out there. It's a terrible thing that they got rid of them. But then I think my solace in that is there's nothing gold that can stay. And obviously Briggs and other manufacturers aren't making money off of that motor. So now they have to reinvent it and get something else. So, you want to talk about plastic carburetors, rods going through the blocks, lifetime oil changes, all these little things that they can continue to make money well after the lawnmower. So with the Quantum, you don't get anything like that. So no, just put your head gasket on there, torque the bolts, and see you later, love you, bye. Clean the carbon, and that's it. I wouldn't do anything. Obviously, when you pull the head off, I assume that the motor ran well. Just check for any scoring in the piston, and that's it. Continue. Those things are very, very, very stout and tough engines. I mean, you've seen on our channel, you can go on YouTube, these engines will run with an air filter that's like, I couldn't even probably breathe if that was my air filter. That's how stout they are.
Nice. Good luck there, Ray.
Yes, absolutely, Ray. Any problems? We're always here. Yes. For us in the community, we're always here.
Absolutely. Mando, I picked up 3 Murray tractors for free. Mando, I have 3 words for you. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Well, you have
Congratulations,
you have
brother.
a shop now, so you can definitely take on good work.
Awesome.
And hopefully as fast as you can acquire them, as fast as you can fix and flip them.
Wow. See, I'm averaging 609 to 800 for tractors here in Florida.
Absolutely amazing.
That's fantastic.
And you know what? Doesn't hurt to push for 1,000, right? Do one, pick one, and try something a little bit different and see if you could achieve that 1,000 or just a higher price. And remember, with us, with push mowers, I didn't start painting blades till last year. And I started painting blades last year as to stop the blades from rusting after I sharpened them, because I would run into issues down the line and go sell the lawnmower. I thought you said this blade was sharpened. There's rust on the edge. And so I said, you know what? That 99-cent paint, which is now $1.38, I was able to sell lawnmowers from $1 for $135. I increased to $140, and then $140 I ended up going to $150 for your standard push mower. Obviously, a more expensive, higher-end push mower is a different deal. But we're talking about your simple MTD Craftsman non-self-propelled push mower. We're getting $150 for it.
Nice.
With a reconditioned blade. And as you guys seen in the tractors, I'm reconditioning the blades too. And that does go a very, very long way. Something very simple, very easy to do. You probably spend more money and time on electricity than you do on the 38-cent paint, And, like I said, with the tractors and the lawnmowers, right? What I do is that while I'm servicing the machine, while I'm changing the oil, that blade is painting and being dried. So by the time I'm done putting a new air filter or blowing out the air filter, putting fresh oil in it, those blades are dry. Put them on the machine. We'll take a picture of them because they want to show them that they're done. Put them on the lawnmower and on to the next one,
Mm-hmm. Ellis says, my first photo is always a low angle shot to make the mower look bigger. Jason takes pictures of other things at a low angle to make them look bigger. Hey-o! I'm kidding.
So that's some pretty good advice. I like that. I never thought of that. So I am a creature of habit, but I will try the low angle. So there is another gentleman. I think one of you guys commented on one of our videos about like doing American flags on our equipment. That's something that I'd like to do. Another person who does what we do does that already.
Yeah, we
so
don't
want
their
to
style.
copy them, but he does those low angle photos, high resolution, where he'll make the machine like nice and clear and the background blurry, and he'll type things like Toro would be Bugatti red in his ads, and I'm not saying I don't get along with him, but I don't want to entertain him to think that I recognize him. He'll sell a Toro, your standard Toro personal pace that we'll get $250 for, and he'll have it up for $349. And I'm like, what? That's like almost.
I know we talk about like exceeding your prices a little bit, but there's also a level of like being a decent human being.
Yeah, so we don't know what he actually sells them for. And if there's a flipper that I'm not familiar with, if they actually sell things for, a lot of them right to their face. But if it's someone that I'm comfortable with and that I want to help, I'll be very transparent with them.
Yeah. Creeping Enderman. First of all, where are you from? And
do you get snow?
Can a mower blow its head gasket from just sitting too long? I was using my neighbor's mower that had been sitting for a year, and it smokes every once in a while. What are your thoughts?
I have never had that before, but you never know. It could potentially happen. The smoking coming intermittently while you're using it. I mean, if this thing's been sitting for a while, by all means, please change the oil. Start with fresh oil. And don't forget, it's been sitting for a while. It's potentially that gas has leaked into the crankcase and causing it to overfill. So I would definitely please start with fresh oil, and go from there. It doesn't hurt to add a little sea foam in the gas. You can add it to your oil, but I suggest you don't do it. It's just a lawnmower. Just add it. If it continues to smoke, when you're done mowing it for a extended period amount of time, pull out the dipstick, give it a check, and see if the color's changed, see if it's a little milky. You know that the crankcase is contaminated a little bit. It doesn't hurt to change the oil again. Oil is cheap. I cannot stress that more than enough, and to use it well.
Can I add some 2 cents in? Mm-hmm. Is there a chance that maybe we should run the gas out of it and maybe put fresh gas in it? Maybe there's a chance that someone might have mixed up the spots or
what happens
oil in the gas and vice
so
versa.
What happens is also it could be that, like I said, it could be
bad
gas is flowing through and it's just burning. So just start fresh again, fresh gas, sea foam, and some oil, and start from there and monitor it. If it still continues to smoke, maybe it's time to get your own lawnmower before you end up replacing or buying theirs that's defective in the first place.
Here we go. Red Tractor Sell.
So the whole that's right. That's right. So the silver one, right? KCB. He's not here. He's here, but he's not here. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. KCB brought this to my attention last year, where I had 2 identical lawnmowers. And actually, I like the black one better because it had one more attribute.
We did a community post on this.
I had one more attribute better than the red one.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who came to buy them wanted both to look at and make a decision. Ask my opinion what I wanted. And they went with the red one. And that's when KCB says, hey, dummy, it's resale red. And there it is. There's that tractor, that resale red. Now, personally, I said this in the video. I'll say this over and over again. I personally thought the LT1000 was a better looking mower.
Oh, I don't think so.
Because gray, black wheels, black deck, black bagger. Right? When this tractor had a red deck, this red deck. I'm like, this is gonna suck with the paint. Remember, this is the first time. But Regal Red that we keep in stock for our Toros and darker Craftsman came out great. With those
black wheels.
And then when we did the black wheels, we finally adjusted the scalping white wheels, and those were black. I'm like, all right, this looks good. This looks good. So, we were able to overcome our mental intuitions and able to continue to press on.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Roger says, I put the Jason touch on every mower I flip. It definitely helps.
Exactly. Like I said,
and
guys,
I think we're in two different locations completely.
Yes.
And see just whatever little difference you can do. I mean, heck, like I said, whether it's just making a sale or another $5-10, whatever it is, find something. Find something to make your goods stand out above everyone else's. Like I said, all.
So when I spoke to my buddy Brian, and he was like, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. But he says, you go a little bit above and beyond with every machine. And I hope that, sometimes a little bit dramatic in the driveway with the 130-degree weather, which it was, right? But it's just simple that we've been doing it for so long, right? We're just painting the machine. We're just touching up the places that look nice. So there are things. What happened? There are certain things that you should do that require a little amount of effort and a low cost, right? If you need to start replacing parts in a machine, those could add up. But what's a $5 can of spray paint? The $1.38, they're not 99 cents no more. That's on painting on the frame, But if you use it on another machine, those cans are already, charged out. And those are little details that I believe add up. But if you don't want to do that, the least I could expect and the least I could tell you to do, because it's almost, I wouldn't say it's free, but it should come, right? Service the machine. Please service the machine. And the reason why I get this service from is that, growing up when we were buying used cars for our first vehicles, it's always important. Hey, when was the last time it's got serviced? Do you have records? Do you have this? Do you have that? So why can't you implement that to a smaller machine? And that's why our machines are clean, because no one wants to buy a dirty car. Who wants to buy a dirty lawnmower? And, just a well-written ad and stating that it's been serviced. There's nothing wrong with stating that. And you can cut it off right there, because I could speak for what goes on here. There's not a lot of people that will put up machines and they don't service it. And that could happen in your area too.
Bill says, paint over Craftsman and put John Deere. Whatever works for you. I feel very sorry if the person doesn't realize that green and yellow is actually, or if that red and black is. So what Bill is saying is, it's not funny. The green and yellow.
That's possible potentially to do, because obviously John Deere has lower end machines made by either be AYP or MTD, depending on the year. But you could tell the difference between a true John Deere and a store brand rebranded John Deere. Hey, if you guys can pull that off, phenomenal. That's a lot of effort. For me to do something like that, it'd have to be a frame off restoration.
Some mowers can only get so much, kind of like a car. You can have a 2014 car with only 10,000 miles and smells new. You will only get so much for it, because you can get a 2019 for the same.
So here's the deal.
Sure.
So like I said, tractors are new to us, and when the first day we dropped it off the truck and we filmed the video, we didn't even start working on it. I didn't start working on it until Saturday. She was trying to Google what this thing cost and how much. And brand new in 2012, you paid, I think, was it $749 or $789 for that lawn tractor. So we sold this lawn tractor for above asking price. And there's nothing wrong with that, because as time goes on, prices go up. So why can't yours?
Thomas, why do you think I'm so good at my job, honey? Big selling point, garage keep, tune up sharp blades. Some people like a bagger, not all. Some like mulching blades over a bagger. Bagger takes extra room. So here's the thing, Rich, over by us, there are not a ton of tractors being sold right now with baggers. So the reason I say that I've got my eye out for particular machines with baggers,
the bagger will bring more money,
because it is attracting the buyers, and there aren't many out there. And with the Pâté spin on it, My oh my, we've
Mhm.
got a nice deal
So
going.
like here's the thing we were talking about, and I say this in the video. We could talk about this too, right? We were also thinking about, right? You get a lawn tractor, and you're done. What little things can you do to increase its value? And we bounced those ideas with you. We were talking about, do we get the mulching blades? So when the person buys it, they have the high lift blades and they have the mulching blades. But then we decided not to do the mulching blades because if the machine has a bagging system, are you really mulching in the first place? And we know the answer because we're lawn care nuts, and you guys are lawn care nuts too. But to the average homeowner, do they want to go that route? And I feel like at that point they could do it on their own and make those decisions.
Mhm.
I don't know because I just kind of like that, the LED headlights. But yet again, here we are, second tractor, and those owners did not give a flying crap about the headlights. And I think maybe we'll entertain
Yeah, this
LED.
last sale, if you notice, like the guy, like he was like, "Oh," and and he was like, "Oh, cool." Like they could care less. Truly, who's mowing in like the dusk hours here
But
or late
that's
at
our
night?
aerial loan now in
So
New York. But I'm thinking that maybe if we get a tractor with a snow blower or champagne
I
bubbles.
think you're done. That's disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you have a better opportunity of operating out low light or after hours operation, and that's what I think LED headlights will come into play. So I think we're not entirely ruling that out. After those two ideas, I don't know what else to do. And I spoke to Nick,
do what you're doing and stop getting fancy.
And I spoke to Nick from Bellport about getting these attachments, because there'll be attachments that set up cheap, and then this moron who said what to sweeten the deal with adding a cart. And it's like, all right, what can we do about that? But Nick was saying,
here's what I gotta say.
But Nick was saying that I didn't know that you could buy aerators and thatchers like brand new for like $100. So really, that's not adding much value. So we're not going to be going out of our way to buying attachments.
You know what I should have told him? Unless they come with the machine. I'll give you value. But maybe you can go buy a cart at X, Y, and Z.
But maybe I will buy a cart. If a cart comes up for a decent price, why not?
Great. Here you have to live on Facebook Marketplace fighting off these guys. Now this is the name. Dump guys, please.
So here's the thing.
We're back from our anniversary
Happy
dinner.
Anniversary. Do not get in trouble for being here, Casey.
Yes.
I hope not.
We want this to be a special night, KCB.
So my question for you, right? You guys talk about low bowlers and stuff like that. Now, my question, some of you guys who are a little bit more seasoned than me, and people who are doing this for a lot longer than us, I mean, like 90s, a whole lot. Is there such thing as like a low ball? Did low bowlers really exist?
Yeah.
Because I feel like back then, like you had to pay for a paper, pay for this, pay for that. And then you actually have to make an effort to come here. Now it's so simple just to see something online and make an offer. I feel like if you were to buy a paper, look at something, reach out all those old school avenues, then come down and make the effort, you have a really fair amount of time and money invested to get to the potential to acquire this. And I think now that there is no cost to anything, that people are just so liberal and free to just throw out offers, and if they accept it, they accept it and go on.
Mm-hmm. Alice says, I had someone drive 2 hours for a push mow, $50 push mower last week. He ended up buying 2. Woohoo!
Hey.
And dude, isn't it crazy what people will travel for? Like you never know.
It doesn't matter.
We've had people come like, for us, since we're on the island, we'll have people come from like Staten Island, which means they had to cross bridges, pay tolls, 45, 50 minutes in like heavy duty traffic.
But we're the same
like,
way.
Hey.
We delivered to Manhattan.
Okay.
But we used to go to state and pick up snowblowers.
Whatever. Do what you gotta do.
It's up to you to value your time and how you want to value it.
Rich says a guy drove 3 hours to get an engine for $200. Yeah. Hey, when people want what they want, they'll come. They'll come.
And also, here's like another thing, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? You could be at home doing nothing, being on our live, right? Or you can go out there and
what do you mean doing nothing? Money. They're having a darn good time.
Do you understand what I mean? You understand what I mean?
All I know is if you toot from either end one more time, my eyes can't stand the burning. We have a lot of farmers
Maybe a
here.
different
They
shape.
work on their own mowers and never sell them until they're complete. You know what? So, Ray, that's kind of our equivalent of buying like something like backpack blowers from,
Commercial grade
no
equipment.
offense for anyone, but like buying commercial grade equipment or backpack blowers from like landscapers. Because at the end of the
buy them
day,
strategically.
we got to be real strategic about it, you know, because some of it's like they go hard and hard on some of their equipment.
And also what I've also noticed too is that, and I respect it, and I respect the landscapers and other professionals, right? If something breaks down, they still need that machine.
And they'll use it even past its time.
They will make MacGyver repairs, and those MacGyver repairs become permanent. And then you should not be selling that machine with MacGyver on it. So you have to undo what they did. And you potentially might be opening up yourself for other issues and other problems. So, you know, if you want to get a challenge and you have time to burn, like there's nothing wrong with having one project like that on the side that you can come and go as you please. But then also don't forget, if that's a commercial grade machine you're looking at, it's worth potentially putting in a little bit of effort to get that going. And the next person will love and appreciate that just as much as the original owner. So there's the glass is half full on that. The glass is half full on that.
Thomas says, I'm going to stick to my chainsaws. They sell great here. Amen. Amen. If that's your jam, go for it.
Absolutely.
Same on the one I had. Troy built Bronco.
Mm-hmm. Call a card. Oof.
People around here are just cheap.
So then
there are definitely some out there, but there's got to be some diamonds in the rough somewhere. There definitely have. Sitting on 5, ready to go. I'm not buying or taking in free mowers either.
Okay. You know, you have space. You have space. You have your limits. You never know. Listen, this year, surprisingly, has flew. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, this month
is almost over.
It's almost August. And then September, you're back to school.
I've never stopped working, so I don't know what you're talking about here. But anyway.
So, you know, like I said, the year has flew. So before you know, winter will be here and we're all going to be struggling for snowblowers. And we had, like I said, I'll always put you guys first. I filmed another garage sale episode, and I'm trying to put a funny twist on something that we've also acquired. And this person, and the first one asked, do you have any snowblowers for sale? After we just got done selling him 2 lawnmowers. That'll be interesting.
Uncle S says, this is green country around here. I see more green equipment than anything else.
That's amazing. So to me, in my opinion, you live in like a gold mine, because John Deere here is the epitome of gold mine. And you guys will see what this John Deere icon brings. And it's an icon. And that means it's an antique and a classic. And it's still sold for very good money.
So Casey, it's so funny you should say this. Casey says, wait until you get a tractor with no deck. LOL. Casey, I just found 2 days ago the tractor of all tractors, and then all of a sudden I blew up on the picture. And you know when you're like, it's got the bagger, it looks good. This person did a great job with their pictures, and the price is right. Of course the price was right. Of course the thing that was missing, I'm like, it had no I'm like, dang it. Mm-hmm. And of course it said as is, and I'm like, whatever. I'm like, we're not even going there right now.
We're built for speed. We just don't have the capacity. We will not be taking on lawn tractors with no decks. Yeah. And that I will say that, you know, without a doubt.
Casey says, still really dry in the Big D, but yes, lots more green grass than a few weeks ago. We're actually, speaking of grass, if anybody is, you know,
watching in the background.
I'm probably the only one invested in this right now. But we were having issues with the front lawn, having some real dry spots. If anyone's noticed from pictures, when he posts pictures of ads or in the videos, we are recouping our dry grass. And it really, truly is just from being on a good watering regime. And he did not add any extra fertilizers or any soil conditioners. Like, we just were following good watering patterns. So
we do need to do another lawn care vlog.
Thank God.
You know what it is? We had a lawn care vlog planned out, but then our Rode microphones took a crap and it kind of nullified that. So we have to put the brakes on it, but we'll figure something out. What did Mr. Feinberg write?
Please help me on being held captive in
Tigana, Russia by sponge.
Oh, Jonathan. We've had 6 inches of rain in the last
That's
few
absolutely
weeks.
amazing. Oh, the grass, I love that. I can say this over and over again. People get upset when it rains. I am like in heaven when it rains because it could rain for 5 minutes and that's better or just equivalent as to watering your lawn for about a half hour. I will take the rain as much as we can get it.
Oh, Jamie, it's good to have you here. I know you've been a busy bee too. Thank you so much for joining us. I think about you too.
Yes.
Oh, so this must be for the gentleman's question earlier. See?
Gas and oil.
Second Chance and I were on the same page.
Yep.
I love it. See, I was thinking that too.
Start fresh.
Second Chance, you and I. This is you and I, buddy. Let's see here.
What do you say? Red gets the heart beating and the wallet open.
Hey, we'll take it.
You know what? I can't. I can't say that because you know what? When I see an orange snowblower, that makes me want to break out the wild and the heartbeats too. So,
okie dokie. On that awkward note, moving right on. Oh no, on to another awkward note. Mrs. Pache should get an Aryan tramp stamp and Tygon hair.
What's Tygon hair extensions?
I'm not quite sure. Jonathan, it's all my natural hair. I don't have any tattoos. It probably definitely wouldn't be a trampy stamp. And my ears have been pierced since I was not even 3 months old.
What he's trying to say is that maybe we can get you Aryan's earrings.
Sure.
I'll reach out to Dan.
Sure.
I'll reach out to Dan.
We'll go for that. Okie dokie. Where I live, I can get about 48 inches of snow per. Ooh, we like that.
So where are you? You have to tell us if you're. What state do you call home? How about that? What state do you call home?
He won't follow you,
and that you are blessed with this beautiful white stuff.
James Lawnmower Man says, I live in Indiana, and the Jason touch on my flips and service work makes a lot of difference. Yay!
So, James, fantastic. If you're on Instagram, message me your pictures. Please. I'd love to take a look at your work. That goes to anybody here in the channel, right? Thomas Andrews, Uncle Ed, KCB, Ellis, all you guys interact on Instagram, and I've even put some of your guys' projects on the channel. I want to see what you guys are working on, right? We could talk about all we want and all. We could talk about like the satisfaction when we sell something. We get also as equally or even better satisfaction when we see what you guys are doing, whether it's our touch or not. It's always good to share your project, see what you guys are working on your own.
Mm-hmm. Royal Purple is, Jonathan, I was supposed to say I love you.
No.
We love Royal Purple over here. Bill Clemens says, next one I'm going to paint plaid street. See, now you're thinking out the box. That would set you apart from everyone else. Now you're listening. Okay, Jonathan, we love you too. Creepin' Enderman, here in Jersey, we get a good amount of snow in winter.
Jersey. Okay, so
you're from Jersey.
So not that.
Are you from Central, Northern, Southern? We have family in Central.
Yeah, we have family in Jackson, New Jersey.
I love to use my snow. We love to use our snowblowers too.
If you feel comfortable, I don't want to get personal. What kind of snowblower you got?
He wants to rub its handles. Do you have heated hand grips? I have heated hand grips. Mando says, okay, Jay, I have Arians with a twin. I'm going to post that one up for $1,200.
Fantastic.
Amen. I just saw an Arians.
Some guy selling
with no bagger on it. He was selling it for $5.
Someone's selling an Arians that needs a battery and a deck belt. Looks great for $650. No bagger either. Way too much. But we'll see if it sells. You never know. Yeah,
I saw one for $5.
Remember what Henry says. Some nut. You never know. Some nut. We'll buy it. You won't know until you take that shot.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Altering JD anything. Click on that.
Altering JD anything around here turns a lot of potential buyers
really
off.
Hey, listen,
even long brands of tires.
You guys see me, right? I restyled the JD and that's sold.
So that's a touchy spot for some people.
You know what? I understand John Deere yellow and John Deere green.
So here, that's tricky.
Those yellow rims drive me nuts. And if you go on my JD videos,
JD sexy?
If you go on my JD videos, I swear to God, those thumb downs are from people that get really pissed because I've altered the look or the color scheme of a John Deere. And even on like those pull-ins and yard machines, just yellow rims drive me nuts. It's just.
I have a John Deere hat that I'm waiting to wear when we get a John Deere tractor, but we haven't found a good one with like all the bells and whistles. If I'm reaching blades, I get 3-in-1 blades.
Oh, the universal. Okay.
I agree. Who mows in the dark? I gotta say, you gotta stop with this LED nonsense. Waste of time. Don't bother. Keep it moving.
But you do know we do get. So how about this? When you buy a snowblower now, what does a snowblower come with? An LED headlight. So when we sell a snowblower with LED headlights, it's like we're taking an older machine and we're bringing it up to current standard.
Can you just admit you got an issue? You got an obsession with LED lights?
I'm just trying to figure out how we can build on our standing platform and maybe get a little bit of return on investment.
You're not going to get any big return on that. These people barely care that there's working lights.
All right, so here's our mantra, right? LED headlights. A brainless.
How many people don't care about LED lights? Raise your hand.
A brainless, mindless upgrade. Doesn't matter, right? So let's just say, what do you do for an LED headlight on a lawn tractor? You take out the other bulb, put it in there, right? Those bulbs may cost you, let's just say $25. Okay. You use your credit card to buy it, which will earn you a kickback. You buy it on eBay, you're going to get eBay bucks at your kickback, right? And then you sell these LED headlight bulbs for $30, and you practically did nothing. I would spend $25 on LED bulbs if I know I could turn that into a profit.
Hey, Mullet, stick to the plan.
I am sticking to the plan.
If it's got lights and they work, keep it moving, sweetheart. Stick to paint. You're good at paint. Hey, we know you.
What's going on? How are you? Hope all's well.
Hello. See, people don't mow at night. We don't care about lights.
See, that's interesting because I figure some of you guys are in God's country, and
oh yeah,
you guys
so what
are
do you think?
mowing.
They're not. You got Brooklyn boy over here. Oh, everybody lives in the farm must mow at night. Hey. No.
Sometimes I cut my grass in low light situations. It's just too damn hot to cut it during the day, or I'm too busy.
Oh my God, please. Anyway, so let me ask you a question. So you put that little LED light bulb. What do you think the return on that is? Let me put on another $50 to $100 on the price tag. Someone's gonna be like, I don't give a fungal about a LED light.
But like I said, if it's a mindless task, an easy upgrade, and you make an extra $5, why not? Why not?
Someone doesn't care. I love you so much, but no one cares. Thank you, my man. Yes, we're having a good time.
Thank you.
The wife is in a food coma. All right. So, can I tell you something? In all fairness, no one tells you this as you get older in married life. You go out for that anniversary dinner. You're both stuffed. Whoever told you that there was like nicey nice time after a stuffed dinner when you're both sitting there like, it's always the next morning, right? I'm just saying. So KCB, here's to a great morning tomorrow morning. It's the truth. Who wants to come home when you're like packed to the gills, right? All righty. David, how are you,
Welcome back from your vacation.
Hello.
Hope you had a great time. I know you posted a bunch of videos. I didn't get a chance to watch all of them, but it seems like you and your family had a wonderful time.
All right, Tim, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Freeman. How are you? Hope all is well.
Who do we have here? Sean Shellhouse. Where are you from? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. You have to tell us where you're from and do you get snow?
Infamous questions. Everybody gets the questions. Got to go spend some quality time with my wife? Yes, you do, sir. Thank you for joining, Bill.
Yep, have a wonderful weekend.
Absolutely. Jason should have dreadlocks.
I guess tying on must be a synthetic, hair. So here's a funny thing. So I have one of my coworkers, I consider him a legend. He's going to be retiring, and I'm going to be filling in for his shoes. I have a mullet, and I keep teasing him that I'm going to have his wife braid my hair like him. So technically, when he passes the torch to me, I'm filling him in.
I can't. Anyway. Scott says, selling for more than new shows me why people are nuts. You know what? And they may be. Works out for all of us, though, doesn't it? Uncle Ed says, I'm going to stick to my coffee and my bad decisions.
Hey, listen. If that's what you're comfortable with, go for it. We don't stop that. Jason looks like a young
Bongino. We need look that up. Look that up. Let's see.
Everybody.
Let's see how scary this is going to be.
30-second Google Dan Bongino.
But you will need parts eventually. Free engine tire wheels. It's an addiction. LOL.
Yeah, it's very hard. Like we were talking about those other lawnmowers, it's very, very hard because like I said, we have like this butterfly and this fire a little underneath us. It's very hard not for us to let that engulf us and force us to make some bad decisions that we can't make right now.
Mrs. P, I gotta ask, has Jason taken over your hair products yet? LOL. Yes. Let me tell you, Hesser 6. He used to use
Dan Bongino has been
he used to use like Head and Shoulders, whatever hair shampoo was in there. The hair shampoo I get is from the hair salon, and it is not cheap per bottle. He sits there, and now get a better picture so I can say. Go to images. He sits there, and now he's using all my expensive products. And then in the morning, I see him with my combs and my brushes.
Yeah, well, because I don't have combs.
God.
Here I find. Listen to our personal life. We got into an argument about whose hair is clogging the drain.
His hair is curly and coarse.
We used to never have that argument until I started growing long hair. And we still don't know who the winner of that argument was.
I have no words to explain this madness that I call my life with him. Camo paint would sell down here in Texas.
Wow. So listen, you guys know all about style and restoration.
That would be tricky.
I try and go for the factory look with a little updated, modern touch. Camo paint would be a little bit extreme. But as you guys seen, Henry Mowers and Blowers has done some custom paint jobs, and they have worked out really, really well for him.
Okay, great. I got a 1999 Craftsman snowblower, 9 HP, 26-inch wide, Central Jersey Toro.
No. Central Jersey too.
Central Jersey too. Oh,
okay.
Fantastic.
So you have a very super rare but a phenomenal machine, the 926. It's an overpowered engine on that frame. Love that machine till the very end. So that means that machine is built by Murray, so it's definitely quality. If it has the plastic chute on there, you can always upgrade to a longer metal one to increase snow throw distance. If you haven't already modified the impeller, please do. That machine will benefit it from it greatly. You have a beautiful machine. It's going to be very hard to replace it when the time comes.
I agree with Second Chance. I like to keep it simple to maximize
I absolutely
profit.
understand. And doesn't LED headlight seem simple? You take out the bulb and you put the new one in. Does it get any simpler than that?
Rusty Rooster, don't care.
And Rusty's down there. Rusty is. Jesus.
And Second Chance, I agree. A snowblower, on the other hand, I agree with snowblower LED lights, though.
Okay, and that's why if we get a lawn tractor with a plow or snowblower attachment, maybe we will do the LED headlight upgrade.
But I don't need it on the tractors that don't have it.
What happens if we can work out a deal where we buy LED bulbs cheap in bulk and I can just throw them on any tractor at Liberty?
Then you and Uncle Ed can go get LEDs because he's the only one that seems to want to agree with you.
Click on Christopher Shelley. How are you? Long time no see.
Honey,
Hope you are doing well. And your summer and all your weed whackers. Hope you guys are doing excellent.
And he has a Tecumseh engine on it too.
The infamous 926. It's like that dark green. I'm partially colorblind, but I know it's green. Absolutely phenomenal. I restored them. Wheels black, tire chains. Beautiful, beautiful machines.
Yes, Roger. We know they're dirt cheap because he likes to stick them on all the interior doors of all his vehicles.
So here's the deal. So LED lights, because I did my research on tractor LED lights, right? LED lights are cheap, but the LED lights that I found that I like that actually work really, really well are about $25 for a pair. And that's why I'm a little hesitant on adding them because I feel that's a lot without anybody going out of the way saying like, wow, LED lights. So far, we're 2 for 2 I'm sorry, 0 for 2 for people being wowed that there's headlights on their tractor. But I honestly believe because there's no extra attachments with it that justify it. But I'm open to discussion. I'm open to discussion.
Or we have a thrifty option. Bill has a street light at the end of his lawn.
You know, Bill, Mr. Courtesy Clement, I think it's a courtesy that maybe we should do the LED light upgrade. Courtesy.
Rob says, I put LED headlights
Okay,
in
see,
two
there
of
you
my
go.
garden tractors.
Okay.
I plow snow with them at night often, only mow fields at night, not lawns, with my subcompact tractor.
I feel like you're showing off. That's a weird flex. You have all these toys. Very nice, very excellent. And see, and that's how, see, LED lights, see, now we're building a basis of where LED lights should come in. So if we have a snowblower, lawnmower, or brush hog attachment, then we know LED headlights are the deal.
Lawnmowers are going great, Chris.
So we've been blessed. This week we've had a phenomenal week selling lawnmowers.
I mow at dark, ran over a Cooperhead snake.
Cooper or copper? Isn't there copperhead snake?
I don't know. Look it up. Either way.
No, I know that there's good snakes and there's bad snakes. I'm a little slithery around snakes. You know, I'm not
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, I'm not so quick to go grab a snake.
Jason, do you have LED lights on your truck? Let's see, Ray. Could you answer that question?
110%. I have on Mandingo. If you guys seen, I haven't done a video on it, but if you guys probably seen the pictures, I forgot what they're called. The technical name. Obviously, I have LED headlights, but I also have LED lights. They're called switchbacks, right? That when the truck is driving, they emit white light like driving lights. When I turn on the turn signal to make a turn, those white LED lights turn into yellow lights and they blink. They're called switchbacks. I'm a huge fan of LED lights. I'm known to have them as headlights, turn signals, and reverse lights. Interior lighting, absolutely. Absolutely. Another great return on investment for yourself. You get brighter light and they last longer.
Ray's in Texas, another Texan.
You'll never see snow, but you are.
That's not true. Remember, they got snow last year.
Yes. But you're on the promised land.
Drifty.
How are you? Hope all is well. Long time no see, no chat. But the most important part is that you were here and you are doing well.
Yes, Bill does get snow.
Wow, you get a lot of snow. So this year must have kept you really busy and hopefully happy, because when we snow, we're very happy. I can only speak for myself.
Second chance. So here's the thing. You learn that people don't care what it looks like as long as it runs and mows great. Listen, do you? We're always going to say do you. But we've got a thing that we've got to be, no matter what your mantra is, we've got to be happy with what we're putting out also. And I would not be okay with putting something that didn't look right. If you guys are not familiar with
Second Chance Mowers, his channel is exactly what he is. He does lawn tractors and he does his figurines.
But Ellis is saying the same too. He's saying the same by him too. It would never fly here. I'll put it that way. People, it's just, you want to talk location here, because I know down in the comments I'm reading here that Second Chance doesn't even wash them anymore. I just put
God, no.
I can tell you right now, that's where location will make a difference.
I will never sell a dirty machine. There's
nothing
wrong with it.
People are not going to pay top dollar for something like that here. I'll tell you that right now. And people are looking for different. They want more for their money over here, sure.
But Ellis, you've had that really nice Husqvarna that you've got from, I think, your coworker or your coworker's friend or whatever. That was a high-end Husqvarna. And I know you don't discuss prices, which is fine, but I have a very good feeling that you've got some very, very good money for that.
Yeah. Creepin says, I got to put my love of mowing with my tractor to use by starting to mow with other people's yards. 1 yard became 2, then 3. Word gets around. Amen.
That's absolutely amazing. So like with us, right, because we have a collection of Aryans, when I go out doing snow removal, I don't even look at it as work. It's just time for me to stretch out my legs, watch the white stuff fly, and just have fun. I mean, I like that snowstorm where we went out snow blowing all night long after I worked all day. That was the first storm we ever went through the whole entire night. I was running on strictly adrenaline. I had nothing. I have a great time behind the sticks of a snowblower. I can't
What do you
explain.
mean you ran on adrenaline? I was sitting there pushing the snowblower when you were sitting there. Oh, my little snowblower that I juiced up isn't working. Who had to finish the driveways? What do you mean running on adrenaline? Cry baby.
Still, I don't get frustrated. I don't get mad. Snowblowing is where I'm very, very happy, but I also do enjoy striping my yard.
Thank God he has a workhorse over here when his little toys break down.
Oh.
See, KCB, you're like how we are. People around here buy stuff that looks great and works.
Yes, but remember, KCB started implementing our policy.
Yeah, Jason, go all out. Put rock crawler lights on the next ride.
So it's funny because remember she said that there's a horn. There's no horn.
I want a horn. Give me a bell, something, anything. I felt like I needed a horn. Maybe even some glow lights too. Underglow.
I do want to put rock lights on Mandingo. That is on the project list for sure.
Hold on one second. Jason is going to start a channel called Pimp My Mower, LOL. You know what? Tim, you beat us to the punch. He's growing out the mullet so we can braid his hair. Remember Pimp My Ride? Exhibit had like all the braids. We're gonna braid his hair like Exhibit. Absolutely. You figured us out. Second Chance says, but the community of local flippers is big for my small area. Always a downside. It's always hard when the market's a little flooded. So stand out.
So I'm not sure. No, Bill left, right? So there's no
Bill had to go.
This year, and every year that's been going on. We even was in a weekly live, and somebody else from our community, Rob, came on and says, do you notice that there's a lot of people doing what we do? I said, yes, absolutely. But if you continue to do it your way and build your brand and create distance between you and everyone else, you will always be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's more people doing what we do, and we're still able to do what we do. Because also don't forget, like I said, I always forward machines to Ash and Nick and my buddy Brian, right? There are tons of money out there. If we can't make it, I'd be more than happy to have somebody else make it. And you guys
don't forget, we're a small island here.
But don't forget, if I come across a good deal and I can't get to it out of state, I'll put it up on the community page for you guys, right? There's always going to be room. We can't get every piece of machine out there. We can't fit everybody else's needs. But if you can get what you get when you can, that's a great experience, for me. And don't forget, I've had my buddy Rob, who started to do what we did, had great success, and then he just teetered out. It's a shame. Yeah, it's not hard work.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart of what we do. But it really comes down to, see if you have drive and you have goals and you have a passion to do it, and you will. And you will.
I solve all the world's problems while mowing. You know what? I think, I don't know when I said it. I think I said it on a live or a video or something. That was when I was power washing the other day. I mean, listen, I literally had worked a full day when I came home and I started power washing, and we've got quite a bit of fence in the backyard. I didn't feel like doing it whatsoever. Anybody who knows doing a PVC fence and power washing is tedious. Doing anything, whether you're working on a small engine, power washing, whatever. Sometimes it's just like a therapeutic release. You just put your mind somewhere else for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So when you're doing something like that, it's something you don't do every day. I can't speak for you. I know something for me. I don't do that every day. So when I cut my grass, it's a different experience. Snow removal is something I only get once in a blue moon.
That's like an adrenaline rush.
Especially after a 2-year drought, I am like on cloud 9. So I understand what you're doing when people get caught up with stuff like that.
Ellis said the 40-inch Husqvarna I got for free last year, I kept. Too nice to sell and perfect for my needs with a bagger. So he didn't sell it. He hasn't.
Great.
Uncle Les says, I like the Pimp My Mower idea. Jason, I'll do one with you. LOL.
You guys are like 20 steps ahead of me with your pulling tractors.
Scott says, I hate LED lights on vehicles. You blind on
you're one of those.
Are you showing
guys.
your age? Oh,
so here's the deal. So there are LED headlights that can be done.
I gotta be honest.
Car.
I'm not a fan either. To be quite honest, don't throw eggs. I'm just not a fan. I don't like the color.
So if you don't do them right, and you need to have the ballast wire put in there, retrofitted. That's expensive. None of my vehicles are retrofitted. I blind everybody, and
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't
sit there and
like
say
that.
whatever they want. I don't care. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Sorry. And I rarely get flashed on top of that as well.
What's weird enough is you've been in my car with me. Whatever's in my car, for some reason, people always think I have my high beams on. And
Yeah, she has stock lights. She has stock
and I
bulbs.
stop.
No, you have xenon bulbs,
Oh,
but they're
xenon bulbs.
non-LED. They're not
Yeah.
LED. They're not even HID. They're just xenon bulbs. With her car, I don't know why.
Yeah, people
I can't
always
explain
flash
it.
me. I'm like, come on, I don't even.
Before we did the xenon headlights, we were just using the regular headlights,
Yeah.
and she was burning through headlights like crazy.
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense.
Uncle S says, I'll do the engine work, you do the paint. But on that note, we hope you enjoyed the premiere. We loved having you join
premiere.
us.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, with the first one, we'll repeat again for the second one. Every time we sell a lawn tractor, Friday night, 8 o'clock is going to be our premiere. Right after that, we'll have our after party. I just think it's a great experience to share with you guys. I mean, I think you guys could tell with us in the videos and what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that's new to us, and we're loving every minute of it. And we want to take you guys along with that journey. Now, because it brings on a different aspect, we're able, I like that. I told you, I like this video style that, we have like the hidden camera, and I'm able to take you on those conversations with me, even when they're good and bad, just to see how it is to interact with people and see how you guys can relate with prospective buyers. Or if you had that prospective buyer that comes and something happens, you can say, hey, I remember that video. Jason had this nut and this is what he did. And you guys could rely on that as well.
Listen, it's a journey. You win some, you lose some.
Yes.
The bottom line is just you work hard, you stick your eye on the prize, you hope for the best. And the bottom line is
it will come. It
will come. Sometimes it happens sooner than others. Other times you're going to have to wait. But the bottom line is you just keep doing your best, keep working hard. And that's the bottom line, working hard. Just keep putting your one foot in front of the other. And, teamwork. And if you're doing this on your own, just, power through. And
we're always here for you.
And like I said, you're never really alone. You always have us.
And the community.
That's surrounding you.
Pat's Performance is not just us. It's us and the people right here in the chat, right here on the screen.
And like we said before, we truly appreciate your support.
Yes.
Honestly, obviously we do this to support one another, to support our goals, but we also do it because we have so much support from all of you.
Yeah, I would have never taken on lawn tractors without you guys.
And it goes such a long way. So please know that we're always grateful for you as well.
Yes. All jokes aside, all the champagne bottles and joking and the whole line, this is something I would have never done without you guys. And we could talk about how you guys forced me to be a better content creator or whatever. You guys pushed me to be a better flipper, I guess, or whatever you want to call me. I would have never done, tractors without you guys pushing me and a few other people here locally.
And on that note, if you are new to us, which we definitely had some new friends tonight, join us in the chat. We're really appreciative for you. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all the goodies that are coming our way. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you had some fun with us on the premiere or during our after party tonight, make sure you give a thumbs up on the way out, because remember, you chose to be here. And on that note, we want to make sure.
Before we go, I want to say one thing.
That we wish Roger congratulations.
Hold on. Stay tuned to the channel, right? I just got a lawnmower that I've wanted to get for the longest time. It's a snapper. It looks like it's something from out of this world, and I believe it's one of the worst lawnmowers they ever made. We're going to make it like it's going to be one of the best lawnmowers ever made. So keep an eye out for that video. The parts are on order. I don't know when it's coming, but it will be coming.
Okay. And on that note, for real, you guys are awesome. Mega, good to see you, brother. And on that note, thank you all for taking time out of your night to be with us.
Absolutely.
Love you guys.
Happy anniversary again.
And
later.
Later.